Hi, this is Karen. I'm with inspiredbygraham.com. Welcome to my channel. So today I am going to create a card with you, and I'm not using designer series paper. As you can see, I've done a lot of stamping here with the Forever Fern stamp set on Very Vanilla, and I've added some nice little die cuts here. But today, when I made this card, I thought, wow, this could be a really nice Christmas card. So we're going to change it up slightly today. We're going to replace this die here with a different one that actually comes in the same die set as the little swirly one here. So let's talk about that die set. It's the painted labels. So I've chosen to use this one here along with the swirly circle here. The stamp sets, we'll go over those. We'll be using Forever Fern, and we'll be using various foliage stamps along with the kind of the berry stamp there. And then for the sentiment, I've chosen the Cling stamp set Itty Bitty Christmas, and we're going to stamp Joy to the World. All right, so to get started, you're definitely going to need some scrap paper. And let's bring in the pieces that we'll need to stamp. So I've got my Very Vanilla envelope. I've got my card base that's 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. I have, this is a cherry cobbler, it's 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm gonna layer the Very Vanilla on top of this one, and it's 3 3/4 by 5. All right, so the pieces that we need to stamp are the die, the panel, the card base, and the envelope. So a bunch of different things. So what we're going to focus on right now is that panel and how I created the foliage going around. So I'm using Old Olive ink, soft seafoam, pear pizzazz, and cherry cobbler. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up all my stamps, or my ink pads, excuse me, and get those all ready to go. And then I've got various foliage stamps over here off to my side. I'm going to take the largest one here, and it's this one. It's really, really detailed. So what I want to do with this one is I'm going to go with the darkest color. I'm just going to ink it up. And I want to do 3 images. So I'm just going to basically start up here in that corner. And then I'm just going to do one over here. And then I'm going to stamp one over here. Now, I don't care about this center here because we're not going to see it. The die is going to cover it up. So we're done with the Old Olive. Now I'm going to go with my next darker color or lighter color is Pear Pizzazz. And I'll just change, I'm going to choose this one. Again, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to stamp 3 images. Okay, you could stop there if you want. It's totally up to you. But I'm going to add one more with soft seafoam. And I've chosen this one. This might be a little bit too dark, but I want to just see first what color I like. I'm going to go with that First Generation ink. And I'm just gonna stamp it lightly in the areas there that doesn't really have much. Maybe one over here. Okay, so I'm satisfied with that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that cherry cobbler ink and the stamp that has the berries on it. Now you can go full strength or you can go 2nd generation. I'm going to go full strength. And I'm going to try to choose a section that there's more Very Vanilla, okay? And I'm going to choose 3 areas throughout. Maybe one right there. Okay, kind of looks like a hot mess, if you ask me, but don't you worry, we're going to fix it. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to stamp my sentiment. Let's let this dry. And then I'm going to stamp this one Joy to the World. I'm just going to ink it up, and I'm just going to stamp right down on that center of that die. And it looks beautiful. All right, that's what it looks like. Now I'm going to take my card base. Again, that's this very vanilla card base. And I'm just basically going to take one of those foliage stamps. I'm just going to stamp that right there. Now, actually, let's add those berries. So let me just ink that up. Again, I'm just going to decide, do I want dark or light? This time, I'm worried that it's going to be too, yeah, that's better. A lighter color shade. Now we're going to actually do the same thing with that vanilla envelope. So let's do that. We're going to ink it up with that same foliage so everything coordinates. I'm going to stamp it right over there. And then I'm going to ink up that berry, stamp off, and then I'm just going to kind of stamp over there, over top of it. It'll look really nice once it is dry. It's my ink pad, the cherry cobbler one, is really, really juicy. All right, so now we're just going to simply put everything together. Let's bring this one in here, and we'll be working with a cherry cobbler panel. And we'll just take our Stampin' Seal and just add some all the way around. Whoops, that didn't get cut off. Very, very sticky adhesive. And we're just going to add this right onto that 4 by 5 1/4 inch panel. And what we'll do is we're going to add some more adhesive right to the back of that cherry cobbler. I'm going to make sure my image is going the correct way, and we're just going to layer this right on top of the card base, just like that. Now we've got our die here. We're going to add this one right on top of that die, right here. Oh, that looks really nice. And we're just gonna flip it over, and I gotta find my dimensionals, and of course I probably don't. Oh, here they are. And we'll add 3, and then we'll just release those backings with our thumbnail. You could use your take your pick tool. I'm just gonna peel those off. Okay, and then we're just going to add this right over top of that kind of that messy area. Okay, and we'll give it a nice press. And then one final touch, I thought for a Christmas card, we really need to go to that next level and add an embellishment. So I'm going to use some basic pearls. Those will look real nice, just kind of sprinkled throughout. I'm going to add 3, and I'm adding 1 of each size. So just a little bit of embellishment can really take your card to the next level. So here's the card that I made earlier. Totally different design and no embellishments, and a different sentiment and a different die. And then we've got this one here using the Painted Labels dies. And adding some of those pearls. So for all the supplies I used for today's card will be in the description box below. Don't forget to use my host code when you do place your product order for anything $25 to $149.99 in products, so I can send you my thank you gift next month. And you can find all that at inspiredbygram.com. Thanks for watching.